So now 1-2 in open. WRAHEsports looking to even that out against 2nouninos, the French side here. We're currently 0-3 after a couple tough losses, including a triple overtime actually against Dust, but not always you see that in open. Typically a bit more disparity as WRAH coming in here straight off. Bullets are blazing with those dual Berettas. Obviously missed out on the WRAH game to kick off the season. Not seen him on stream yet. Was that time at a stand-in of Luke. Here it looks very different as he comes in. It's Fing. It's actually going to kill there as well with Ancient joining in. It's only Arthur left as he tries to tap out. He does tap out Fing. Still 2 more to go. Trying to close in on him here as well. It's Ancient to drop down though. It's WRAH to come in. And he does close it out. In the one-on-one there, it ends up being, even without a kit, making it work with the double Berettas. The server is lacking, by the way, a little bit here. Feels like there's a little delay sometimes between what's supposed to happen and maybe when the sound comes off, or maybe when it actually reacts to it. I don't know. The server feels a little wonky. Hopefully the players don't experience the same thing, and it's more so about the Go TV. Maybe having a bit of lag. You can see the ping is, you know, a little worse for a couple of those players, but again, hope that it's nothing for them, and hopefully it gets sorted out here on the Go TV as well. At least the good news for now is WRAH having that 1-0 lead, despite giving it the bomb plant, which has put 2nouninos in good economical position despite the loss, now with 2 Galils, an AK and 2 Mac 10s. On a par, definitely, with WRAH's buy here, that's for sure. Crazy holding it down. Just the scout here though. Oh, as he peeks in. It won't connect on the first, but then the second does some damage on not just 1 but 2 players actually. Despite not getting a kill that time. Peeking back in as well as they head out. They don't seem too keen on this A site at all. Yeah, you can see them moving into banana now instead. 2 players here to wait for them. WRAH and Topple. Still with plenty of utility to use, or at least a couple flashbangs and that smoke, which will be thrown out now. 2nouninos decide to just ignore it, and that ends up being a costly mistake. At least the initial exchange, even with a kill gone back there. 2 for 1 as Topple comes out to make it even more costly. Topple cleans house, in fact, to get 4 kills. Great stuff there from him on the MP9. Can pick up the M4 even to drop it over. Solid sign there on the B defense, and solid sign in general. WRAH now 2-0 up, and of course are going to have a round here that they really should win. Almost for free. Because the mostly pretty low grade pistols, no armor. Crazy can actually make use of the scout big time. Obviously with scout normally you'd have to hit a headshot, not the case here. But this time it was the leg shot that came through as Ancient cleans up instead, but only for 1. This A site is getting overrumpled. Fing not recognizing it. He has to come out, and he does. At least for 1 that time. But still, it's the man advantage. Somehow, for 2nouninos, WRAH enters in. 2 players on the site. He finds 1 immediately. The second not quite going to kill him off in time, but then does so. And now Topple, just in that 1-on-2, knows, I think, where both players are. At least to some extent, gets the first, turns around, and he connects again. Another clutch for Topple. Another good effort on a site from Topple, I suppose. Obviously, WRAH the one who won out the clutch in the first round, but Topple did come up big in the second with the MP9 and does so again here. And yet again, he can pick up that M4 after saving his team in a way. Maybe even in a bigger way than... What? I didn't even recognize it. I don't even know how crazy got that kill, frankly. Must have done it here somewhere in the middle. And just getting a deeper angle. He gets a crazy pick to start out this round. Can't have been someone charging down either. Has to have been him peeking in. Topple does the same. Good stuff from him on the boost by WRAH. Already a 5-on-3 then. Crazy, not going to be touched by that nade either. He's not going to get another backup here from the site, but he decides to peek anyway. And that's to his detriment. Man advantage still true, but not quite as impactful this time. Because now there are just going to be 2 players on either site. So 2nouninos could still get the numbers advantage, even if it will be tough in the post plan if they get to that stage. Topple's still waiting. Time's running out here. They are going to attack B, but it's going to be a very late one. They'll have to do this really quite quickly. Topple starts off with a bang, doing a plenty of damage, and then WRAH can just hold on further to tag up the last player, as well as get another kill. They'll try to charge him down here as he goes for the bomb plant. Then eventually, Ancient will just wait out for Thing, and that smoke will start to fade. Almost a free kill for BSP then. As he pushes in from behind, they're not recognizing it for now. They are going to have to soon. Seeing that it's quite empty surely will help them. They're not checking it yet. Thing, he's left himself open. They turn around. Ancient's Thing on the bomb still, and since he didn't convert the first time on Thing, even if the rounds are very, very close, and basically from all around, basically from every step of the way, feels like WRAH are still deserving of this 4-0 lead. Keeping a clean slate so far. Good damage here early as well. On B, even if that smoke is more questionable. Crazy's also rotated in. Maybe we'll have to turn back now though, yeah. Just not seeing anyone. Can't risk them having an attack in that arch area. They will go for A. Just not arch so far with that smoke already landing. Crazy comes in to Motto instead to back him up on the site. But they're not committed to it at all. ST site. But they're staying put. Perhaps rotating back now. Hoping to have pulled something of a rotation, and I guess they have in a way. Crazy now firmly on that A site. Just the 2 to face here, but they've had problems with them in the past here. WRAH and Topple. 40 seconds on the clock or so. Crazy just left himself open on A. It's Topple to make up for it, and WRAH the same. Make up for 4 kills there in the span of a second, basically, in between them. Not many seconds there for those 4 kills to come through. BSP just so alone. Got a lot of time left. Thing clears him out. Good stuff from him. Getting that up back on the board as well. But now 3 AKs already loaded in. It's looking better and better here for WRAH. That B defense is beasting it right now as well. Topple on 11 kills here for the first 5 rounds. Doing a lot of work. Including some impactful stuff as well, of course. The previously mentioned clutches and so on. Crazy missing that peak that time. Will get smoked off as well initially as he throws back right the smoke. It's Ancient told off, and meanwhile gets 1. Thing backs him up. Thing gets 2. He can back away as well. Crazy coming in for the backup again. This A defense seemingly doing a lot of that coordination work. Not quite as solid as the B boys who now come in for the retake. Bomb going down. Oh, and he peeks out into short Eden. He's tagged up already though, not expecting Topple to be right around the corner. He finishes him off. Now up to 12 kills for him. Still, even if they didn't close out the round per se, it was a good job by that A side of things for the CT side to still hold off. To get it to a 2-on-1 is always favourable. Thing doing plenty of work that time, the 2 kills. And Crazy obviously backing up there towards the end as well. They are getting a lot of bomb plants though. 2nouninos. And so they are going to keep on buying. And have the money to do so. In a lot of these rounds. Oh, WRAH immediately taken out. It is Topple to trade. Because who else? Really? That's that nade still to go, even with some damaging stuff here early on for 2nouninos. They're afraid of those nades. They're afraid of those smokes. Eden down to 32, the main recipient of the damage outside of obviously Arthur is already gone down. So they do counter quickly, going for that ace site. Only one player there for now. They'll try to rotate in quickly with 2 players coming. Thing just now standing in graveyard trying to hold off towards apartments and does so beautifully to get that kill and a dink. A lot of damage now done. Ancient getting boosted as well. It's not seen, but it is flicked onto. Hilo has made it all the more tough for WRAH to come back into this. Not a lot of utility to work with either. They start to peek out. Topple still gets a frag and 2. Only Hilo left now, even as he trades back. He is so very low. Time's running out still for Topple. Only 15 seconds or so left, but he stays cool. He stays collected. And with the composure to top it off, it is Topple to really just dominate this game so far. 4 kills in that round makes it 16 in the first 7. What a start. For the one who calls the shots, he is leading by example. That's very, very apparent. Crazy still with that AWP curse as well. Feels like it just gets picked up every round when one player or so stays alive. So this economy is not super stable, but the streak is beginning to look like it. 7 rounds now in a row. Still with that clean sheet, of course, as well. Flashes coming through. They are challenging here on the B side of things. A little risky the way they're peeking out into it, but that smoke will secure it. Top banana control. They're not really up for it here, it looks like the T side. I'm going to rotate right back, a minute on the clock. Throwing in that mod of smoke as well. Ancient and Crazy here to defend towards middle. If Ancient gets flashed, it feels like he is very isolated and he just goes down even without it. Now Thing is left all alone into pit, but he still finds one. And Crazy backing him up. It's Thing to hold off as he gets free. Crazy joining in as well, but what a display that was, even when it starts to fall apart a little bit. Even on the A side, which has been just slightly weaker. They're doing proper work here on the CT side. It's hard to say that A side's been much weaker though now. As 2nouninos have tried to challenge it more and more. It's just not working. That's what you see by the scoreline here. Ancient taking an early peak. You won't get much for it. It is just against pistols here as well in the round. They seem to be backing off. Good molly to hold him off for now by Ancient. Then they just rush in on B. Getting 2 kills for it that time. WRAH to also unsettle this T side. Peeked out. Ain't even. Oh, love this stuff as well. WRAH just seem to be combining so well between the players. A lot of coordination in that. For Ancient to tag him up, force him out. Before he's forced to peek into Crazy, basically. Are going to give up the bomb plant here. Now the 3-on-1 Topple taking a slightly over audacious peak. I don't blame him too much. When you've been killing everyone every round, you perhaps might get a little full of yourself. And deservedly so, almost. Well, still not too worried here, it looks like. 3 players still have to throw at Arthur. They also have his position now as they throw in the Molotovs. Crazy! Just goes for the peak and gets him. The defuse coming with it as well. 9 rounds now it's up to for WRAH. And it's looking better and better. As I mentioned, we had those earlier rounds where it always seemed to go down to, at best, 1 player, or at best 2 players. Often 1. But for WRAH now, it's we've seen a couple of rounds where they only lose 1 or 2 players, really. Crazy. They'll continue on the up here, of course, as well. After that 2k round. So he gets challenged by Erlo. Oh, but he doesn't mind it. He takes out another dude. Re-peaks. Almost getting a ledge shot, is it at least, but will be the boys in the apartments to follow up instead. WRAH just getting better and better. Confidence rising all throughout as WRAH does a bit of damage. They are completely suffocating. 2nouninos, they can't go anywhere. Topo gets another one, it's traded immediately, but it's already down to a 4-on-1. WRAH does die off there. He won't get to the bomb site here though. Or for this time around in the 3-on-1. With Crazy holding it off, he'll try to go for the flanking players instead. Thinks there's only 1 for now. But he's so very low, this nade might do him in. Oh, only the one health point for that time. Or if we're just going to go for the peek instead. Oh, I still think he only thinks there's 1 player there behind. Otherwise he probably wouldn't have peeked this. With about 40 seconds on the clock. They're staying patient for now, WRAH. Knowing that he can't cross into that ace or that base site, and well, patience paying off. And gets him down. 10-0. It's a ridiculous scoreline here. And as I mentioned, the confidence is really rising as well for WRAH. They're just looking better and better. Trying... It feels like they're experimenting a lot as well. And it's just clicking between them. A lot of kills are being assisted. A lot of kills are cooperations between 2 players. They're forced into a tough B hold here. It's immediately lost 1, but then Topo backs him up. Topo gets a lot of damage done outside of just the 1 frag. He's not able to do tons on the rotation. Ancient, meanwhile, coming in behind. He'll have to watch himself now. Already getting smoked off. The damage just needs to be finished off now. Ancient pushing through. Oh, and Crazy, meanwhile, gets that frag and backs up his teammate. Saving Ancient's life as he leaves it home the Erlo, not for long. Again, these retakes, they just work when the communication is there and when the coordination is there. As well as the confidence to just do these things. Maybe Ancient wouldn't have done that type of peek running through the Molotov, but the fact that he did, maybe you would have done it in a, like in the last game that we saw on stream, where it felt like they were way less comfortable and way less confident, basically. But that time, the fact that he does it pulls away a couple, I think 2 players that time in the 3-on-3. Helps Crazy to get basically a free kill. Now 11-0. Oh, hello as well. Gets tagged up, so does Erlo. Even though the damage is 2-sided here. Oh, but then Crazy with the flick! Oh, and the follow-up. He just goes on here with the op. Oh, and he does miss the third. In fact, WRAH lined up, unfortunately. They're going to turn back now to the ace site, and a lot less players to face as Topo goes down. That's the rotation cue. Thing already on his way, but I'm not sure if he'll make it in time. Already up banana. They've smoked them off anyway. No, they haven't. The smoke just way too late. Think it's a free kill. As Eden waits, he doesn't have anyone to back him up. He'll wait out for Alfred Come as Thing forced the issue. But it seems as though that may have instead shut out this round. Ancient will not be in a great position here as he misses the only shot he gets. Now, Raw, on those straight AKs though, looking to close this game out. As Erla went in early, he gets just a ton of damage dealt to him. Nothing in return. They push out. Meanwhile, Raw, look at it. Go really aggressive this time. Already into short, basically. Molotov won't stop them. So a lot of control here on the map from Raw early on. The rotations being forced out as well. If they just get the kill, in fact, on Arthur, with 2nouninos having over-rotated here, he just goes down in what was quite an aggressive position. They would have had so much on B. Instead, he's able to go back. About a minute on the clock now. WRAH finding anything on top of the railing now. Oh, but now he does. Hello going down. And that's when they started rotating players over as well. So only 2 to face, even as WRAH takes a bit of damage through the wall. He turns the favor. And then it is just game over, basically. 2 players alive for Ninos to stand in the way of WRAH. With that bomb already gone down. Now with Eden taken out, it looks like it will be a 16-7 win here. After taking such an early match point. Winning the first half in such dominant fashion. It was more so a formality towards the end there. Good stuff from WRAH. What a game that is from them to show up here in the open season. Obviously didn't start out perfect, but they're getting into some form here. WRAH, as I mentioned, 16-7 victory to get it to an equal score now in open. 2-2 is what we currently stand at. WRAH will hope for more, I suppose, soon to be, just to get to a more positive record. But now winning 2 in a row, if you count the forfeit win, it's a good start for sure. We'll have more for you in the week. We'll have to let you know that when and what gets streamed at what points. You'll have to follow the Twitter for that type of information. It's at WRAHEsports, spelled out, of course, as the team name. You can also follow on Twitch here to see when we do go live for those games. Otherwise, just enjoy your evening. And I'll see you back next time. Alright, until then, take care. Bye.